Let's have some fun, shall we? Is Neo crazy? Is he out of his mind? Talking about this Warcraft 3 relaunched? What is going on? Let's find out.
Warcraft relaunched. The Science of Warcraft RTS news coming up on Warcraft Direct. If you don't know what Warcraft Direct is, since BlizzCon isn't a thing anymore, Warcraft Direct is going to be a stream for the entire Warcraft franchise to celebrate the 30-year anniversary. And that's happening at November 13.
Okay, just before you get all your hopes up, just remember that Warcraft Rumble is technically part of this branch as well, because it comes under the Warcraft name. So even that is getting in on this. It might actually get more than Warcraft 3, we'll see.
It's a Wednesday, I believe. So this is the Warcraft Direct, where we expect all the news regarding World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Rumble, and maybe we're finally part of such a presentation as well. So, Wowhead, this is exactly how I feel. Can someone Photoshop my head on this image? Because this is exactly how I feel. Connecting dots, going crazy, copium in every single vein about patch 2.0. So let's see what they brought to the table. Blizzard has been dropping hints that we may expect announcements related to Warcraft 3 Reforged during the upcoming Warcraft Direct. Let's look at these hints and see what we can expect. November trading post rewards.
I mean, to be fair, that's something. That is the exact same icon that they use in Warcraft 3, except a little bit more 3D. That they used in Warcraft 3 Reforged. This symbol for human and such. So that's a little scary seeing that. That's in World of Warcraft, I assume. But yes, it looks just like the Warcraft 3 one.
First previewed on Blizzard's reveal of patch 11.05 for World of Warcraft, the November trading post will feature racial quests of the 3 Warcraft 3 races, human, orc, undead, and night elf. On its own, it doesn't mean anything, but there's more. So, there's more factions in WoW, right?
Oh,
there's trolls,
ridiculous amounts.
There's Tauren.
At this point, furries.
Etc., etc. So they branch it out further than just 4 races. Also interesting, it's the old Warcraft crests. Remember they updated this with Reforged?
Mm-hmm.
The crests nowadays look different. This is original Warcraft 3 crests.
Let's have a look.
You know, remember they updated this with Reforged?
It's kind of the same thing, really. Obviously, it is like updated and made a bit sharper, but yeah, it's still the same. I'm not seeing any distinct differences between the shields.
This is original Warcraft 3 crests. You know? This is the Night Elf. The Night Elf now has the moon as the crest. At the moment, the undead crests looks like a uterus. Right? You know that. This is the old ones. Mount changes from trading post to promotion. During patch 10.7, we data mined a couple of new Horde, Nightsaber, and Alliance Wolf mounts. These mounts originally featured the trading post tag. However, during the final 11.05 PTR build, Blizzard changed 2 of these mounts to have promotion as their source. This could mean they will be rewarded in some cross-promotion with a different game. I mean, I'm full of copium. But that's a stretch, isn't it? How is this connected to Warcraft 3? I don't really get why this is related to
Let's
Warcraft.
have a little read of that. During patch, data mined Horde Nightsaber, Alliance Wolf mounts, originally featured trading post. Teaches you how to summon this mount, dismisses a Nightsaber. I don't see really too much in the detection of the text to suggest that it's anything to do with Warcraft 3, really. So I don't think that's necessarily anything to do with Warcraft 3, but the cross-promotion thing could totally be a thing.
3. But hey, we'll see. So, okay, this is a bit of a stretch, to be honest. This could go for every other game as well. 30th anniversary mounts. Together with the announcement of the Warcraft 3 Direct stream, Blizzard also released the 30th anniversary bundle, which features 8 mounts, 4 for the War Within and 4 for Cataclysm. These mounts are, once again, based on the 4 Warcraft 3 races. Another hint lies in their name, as they are called Chaos Forged, a likely reference to Reign of Chaos, Warcraft 3's title. Reign of Chaos Reforged. Chaos Forged.
It's the
Reign
same
of
thing.
Chaos original with original
How do you explain that,
crest,
chat?
Forged for Reforged. It's also Warcraft 3 units. Chaos.
In the latest expansion of World of Warcraft, they're normally about the Shadow, aren't they, at the moment? So I'm not sure what Chaos has got to do with the Shadow, apart from the fact that the Void can be chaotic. There's like this, you basically, in Hearthstone, like the priest, I think he had an ability or a card or something to sort of go crazy, do a lot of damage, but then can potentially die afterwards. I can't remember exactly, something along those lines. That's the sort of thing that Void does, is it is chaos. But so I'm not sure if it is Warcraft 3, but it is odd that it's called Chaos Forged. With Reforged. It's about spiders, this patch, and feet. Okay. You seem to know the answer to that pretty quickly.
Force Griffin, Chaos Force Windrider. Dreadwing is the
That's like a bat.
Frostworm, I think.
That's
or
a bat.
Gargoyle? Gargoyle?
Could be a gargoyle. It looks
It's a
like
gargoyle,
a gargoyle
right?
face. Oh, I think it's a bat.
And a hippo for the Night Elves. Warcraft 3 related. Then the League we discussed.
It might be a gargoyle, but undead, they ride, well, they're part of the faction of the Horde, and they ride gargoyles, at least in the early stages of World of Warcraft, when you travel. At least that came in, I think, in the Burning Crusade. That was the first expansion.
16 hours later, the change
think
to
they still wrote
2.0 has been reverted
Bats,
to
anyway.
1.36, but there is updates. And then Blizzard press side. Blizzard did updates to the press website. This is where you can go to download assets, background, everything you use when you create content. You can download there. High quality PNGs, etc. to support the 30th anniversary of the Warcraft franchise and the 20th anniversary of World of Warcraft. Together with this update, Blizzard also created a new game category called Warcraft RTS, which currently uses the 30th anniversary logo as its representation.
That's odd. So, Warcraft RTS. I mean, 30 Warcraft RTS 1994, Warcraft 1, Orcs and Humans. So, it's kind of in reference to that, not necessarily Warcraft 3 specifically, but still, that's more reference than they've probably done to Warcraft 3 just by putting RTS in the name than they have done for Warcraft 3 in a long time. That's how you can kind of be like this. You can be paranoid that anything and everything could be construed as something because they've basically done next to nothing for the most part when it comes to sort of updating Warcraft 3 or taking good care of it, apart from some lazy balance patches from time to time that are very easy to do. Let me just change some numbers. Okay, Grunt does 1 more damage. Okay, Fiend does 1 less damage. Okay, see you in 6 months.
This indicates that Blizzard has plans to release new press material about Warcraft 3 RTS in the future. You can see everything here in the RTS section is 4 years old from the original Reforged launch. But why add it now? The dots. It's too many.
Is it not just because, like I said, it's the 30... They put in that PNG specifically, the 31, and Warcraft 1 is an RTS game. I wonder if that's mostly just the reason why that's there.
The final hint we have comes from the reveal of the 30th anniversary key art. This was the promo poster for the direct video stream. This key art features many iconic characters of the Warcraft 3 universe, including Illidan, Lich King, Medivh, Jaina, Thrall, and Tyrande. While you can argue that they are present in many different places throughout the Warcraft franchise, pretty much every single one of them, it is interesting that Thrall and Tyrande are pictured.
How do you not know that this is actually all just some big sort of reveal for Heroes of the Storm revamp? Have you considered that? Maybe it's got nothing to do with Warcraft. None of this Warcraft Direct, 30 years of Warcraft, has anything to do with Warcraft. It's actually just the starting point of the revamp of Heroes of the Storm. I know they've got some copium as well, Heroes of the Storm team.
But mounted just like the Warcraft 3 models. So Thrall and Tyrande, that is correct.
Heroes of the
That is
Warcraft 3
pretty much Warcraft 3
reforged.
art. Medivh, Illidan also pretty similar to the reforged art, I would say. Jaina also should be reforged art, or at least very similar. While Footman and Grund are definitely Rumble, right? This is probably WoW.
Yeah.
The Archer, also the Dwarf.
That's from Hearthstone. I can't quite remember her name, but she's like an archaeologist. That's the barkeep from Hearthstone. That's Anduin from World of Warcraft. He's not from Warcraft 3. That is Thrall from World of Warcraft, but technically in the Warcraft Reforged artwork they have, it does look a lot like this.
At last,
That's
humanity will rise.
Look who it is.
It's about time. Never trust an elf.
Neo says, my ears are burning. Thank you very much there from the raid from Neo. Probably in Back to Warcraft. Yeah, we're just taking a look at your video and wondering if this is all just some big stunt to revamp Heroes of the Storm. We haven't quite worked that out yet. A lot of this is kind of more World of Warcrafty or Heroes of the Storm looking art. I would say anything from that generally looks like Warcraft 3 specific art, apart from this being the Warcraft Reforged. But the last thing I need, that's a Remo. Oh, hey, thank you, Remo. Yeah, just talking about Neo and his his theories, let's say. But I mean, you got to have some hope.
Should be WoW. Indicator. Final thoughts. What do you think? Are these
Well,
hints?
first of all, look at that Priest of the Moon. Is that the exact same bow? No, she looks like she's almost got a war glaive, if anything. I don't think that even looks like a bow in her hand. That's a weird looking weapon. It's hard to tell.
The dwarf should be WoW. Indicator.
I don't think Neo played Hearthstone. He'd
Final
really enjoy it.
thoughts.
It's a good
What do
game.
you think? Are
Well, it
these
used to
hints
be.
for something to be revealed on November 13 during the Warcraft 3 Direct? Warcraft Direct? Make the same mistake again. Or are they just coincidences? Did we miss some other hints? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to come back on November 13 where we cover the Warcraft Direct to learn more about what Blizzard has in store for 2025 and beyond for the Warcraft franchise. Comment section. Will they be grilled? Please? Yes? Can relaunch trash all you like won't make it good.
That would be my biggest concern, is I don't really want anything to do with Reforged. So what is Blizzard's or Microsoft's incentive, right? In an ideal world, they just sort of do an actual proper revamp of the original game with quality of life features and keep the classic graphics. But a lot of work was put into Reforged, and half of it, I think at least, had to be like scrapped. So if they were to like pick up a gaming team and say, look, what are we going to do? Are we just going to basically pick up what was supposed to be done and then finish off Reforged? So all of the update stuff they're going to do for Warcraft 3 would just basically be finishing off Reforged, which no one uses Reforged. Very few people use it. And it has some nice sort of storytelling elements, but unless they get the frame rate and all of that fixed and the graphics to look completely different, so different that it just looks exactly like the original, I don't know why you would want Reforged or anything to do with it, really. I only just want quality of life features implemented into the game. And would that be enough to sell? I think they would just be like, oh no, we can just redo Reforged. I think that's almost more likely. Just be like, redo Reforged and try to say to the public, this is the Reforged you actually wanted, which is just going to be a finished up Reforged, which no one wants.
The note on the 30th anniversary art is that Jaina also in her pre-Theramore bombing outfit, aka the same outfit she had from Warcraft. Ooh. Rhine. It's all
Richie Lucky says Warcraft 4, but actually work with community to actually make it good. That would be really bonkers if they announced Warcraft 4. I don't see where this team exists, or have they just started? Like, is this gonna be like in 2 years' time we're gonna make something? Because they certainly, that would be one hell of a reveal if they had all of this on their sleeve. But I don't think a Warcraft 4. Sure, it's always a possibility. I think not likely though. But I do agree with working with the community to make it good, because a lot of the stuff that is just great about Warcraft 3 right now is essentially the community that is left over because Blizzard abandoned it for all intents and purposes. So the community know far better than pretty much any Blizzard developer at this point, I'm pretty sure, about Warcraft 3.
Also worth noting, yeah, it's not the current day Jaina, it's the old Jaina. On the other hand, why shouldn't a major character in her prime be featured in the key art that reference? That's also true. Most of the non-visual issues are largely fixed already now.
That's true.
Kind of ish. I mean, they're there.
They did tick off a lot of the list, and then they bailed out once they did that. They really did. Because for the longest time, we didn't have like the custom campaigns or any of those proper features, clans, etc. And then they kind of did, in the last couple of batches, sort of knock those out. And then we just kind of never heard. I remember they had that patch that was affecting AMD users like me, where the frame rate was absolutely garbage. Like, it would spike every 4 seconds, so it made it really unplayable. It was just horrible to play. And it's affected a decent chunk of people, but even if it affected just a few people, there still should be a priority to try to get something that's clearly broken fixed. But that took them about 3 months to deal with. So that's a really long ass time to work that one out. And that it didn't exist beforehand, so they only had to backtrack on something. So I feel like if there is a crew on it, it has to be like a skeleton crew, and maybe there's like the idea that they're going to work on Warcraft 3, but
There.
I don't know.
They're not great, but they're there. Like, Ladder is there. Custom campaigns are there. They're not modernized, they're there. But yeah, it's in a way better state than 4 years ago, that's for sure. Most of these hints could be explained by now, 30th anniversary of Warcraft. In any case, I'd hate if they just updated Reforged.
Yeah.
That thing needs to be completely demolished, and it needs to be reforged with actual care.
That's kind of my stance on it.
Brutal but deserved. Yeah, a solid article with a couple more hints. Some is crazy, some is a good indicator. A little bit in between. Regardless, shout out to Wowhead for putting Warcraft on the menu.
Hey. It's good to see. But I don't know, there's not much to go off there other than just mostly hope and a bit of cope. Let me know what you guys think. I think Microsoft have an opportunity to announce Warcraft 3 or some project with Warcraft 3, and it's a good selling point, just essentially to say, here's the game but good again. And they've got a good track record with Age of Empires. But who's the team on it? That's what I'm curious about. Is there like another Age of Empires game being worked on at the moment? Are they a bit busy? Do they have a spare team to sort of say, hey, you guys that just did the recent Age of Mythology, are you doing anything right now? Can we put you guys on like Warcraft 3? Maybe? Who knows?